Now, from the area's leader in live local news, this is WYLN News, the area's #1 source of live local news and information in Luzerne, Schuylkill, Carbon, and Columbia counties. WYLN News starts now.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us on WYLN News. I'm Ryan Prosick. The former president of the Dominican House is back working with the organization. Victor Perez was charged with shooting Bernardo Perez of the Spanish-language newspaper El Periodiquito that had published unfavorable drawn images of Perez and his family. 2 days later, Perez was also charged with terroristic threats after allegedly threatening to kill a woman and showing that he had a gun. Perez is currently out on bail in Luzerne County. We reached out to the Dominican House, and they confirmed Perez is back and working. Threats have closed several Luzerne County schools early for the second time in 7 days. Lake Lehman and Wilkes-Barre area were among the confirmed schools that evacuated students due to the threats. Unconfirmed reports state that Hazleton area also might have received the threats. The confirmed schools were both fully dismissed by 10 a.m. Several districts in the area also dismissed early this past Friday due to threats. The Hazleton police have arrested a man in connection with illegal drug activity. Marcos Brito Martinez was charged after the Hazleton police conducted a traffic stop on his vehicle. Police say that Brito Martinez showed multiple signs of criminal activity and also denied to exit the vehicle after several commands from law enforcement. As a result, officers say they had to force their way into the vehicle and detain Brito Martinez as part of the investigation. During a pat-down, detectives say they found suspected fentanyl inside of Brito Martinez's coat pocket. After the investigation was complete, it was reported that detectives recovered 100 white glassine packets of suspected fentanyl, 14 baggies of crack cocaine, 9 oxycodone pills, 2 cellular phones, and $700 in United States currency. Brito Martinez has been charged with 2 felony counts of possession with intent to deliver a controlled substance, 1 misdemeanor count of resisting arrest, and 1 summary count of improper sunscreening device. Brito Martinez is currently behind bars at the Luzerne County Correctional Facility, unable to post $50,000 bail. An alleged armed robbery in Hazel Township is being investigated. According to state police, an armed robbery occurred at the Hazleton Apartments in Luzerne County. The state police say 3 Hispanic males that could possibly be juveniles approached a food delivery driver on foot, with one of the suspects having a handgun showing in the waist of his pants. The group then demanded money from the driver and then fled the area in an unknown direction. The alleged robbery is currently an ongoing investigation. A Luzerne County councilman will soon face charges in county court. Stephen J. Urban has been charged with assault and tampering in county court after a preliminary hearing was held Wednesday. Prosecutors allege that Urban chased a boy with a bat outside his home in Kingston and then told his neighbor to delete the surveillance footage of the incident. Testimonies were heard from the alleged victim, who was a 12-year-old boy, along with Kingston Police Detective Stephen Gibson. The victim stated that he and his group of 5 or 6 friends were playing basketball near Urban's house on the evening of August 25th. When a woman living in Urban's house began to argue with them. According to the boy, that is when Urban exited the house with a baseball bat held over his head. After the incident, it was reported that Urban denied speaking to his neighbor about the security footage, but later admitted that he asked for it to be deleted. Urban's arraignment is scheduled for December 4th. Urban is still currently on the ballot to be re-elected on November 7th in the general election. The Heartwood Center in Hazleton held a luncheon on Wednesday to raise awareness in the community for the needs of the unhoused population. We spoke with steering committee member Reverend Graham Truscott about why the luncheon is so important.
So this is our locals and leaders luncheon here at the Heartwood Center. Our goal for this luncheon is to engage with our community, engage with local leaders, and let them know that we're here, that we're existent about the services we offer, that we are here to support the unhoused in the community of Hazleton. And it's a really dire problem here, but it takes a whole village to help us tackle this problem and to help us to help all these people in need.
Truscott also told us about the services provided at the Heartwood Center for the Unhoused Population in Hazleton.
I hope that the community, for starters, they know that we're here and they can learn about some of the services that we offer. The Heartwood Center helps people with substance abuse and helps them with recovery. It helps teach people life skills. It helps give them a community of support. It also helps with employment and housing opportunities. So it's full, well-rounded support for all of these members. And of course, they do breakfast, lunch, and a snack every day as well.
However, Truscott said the center is always looking for additional help from the community.
The big thing the community can do to help is just get involved and get to know the homeless in our area. They can come here and volunteer any time of the day to help out. They can teach people life skills. They can donate much needed clothing items, especially as the winter is coming up. And they can really take another look at the unhoused people in the area so that they can see them not just as homeless or unhoused, but as people who are full of life and wonderful people as well.
Anyone interested in donating or volunteering can call the Heartwood Center at 570-455-7000 or come down to the facility and speak with someone at the front desk. Truscott said anyone who volunteers or donates will be having a positive impact on the community.
This is a really important cause. There are so many people around Hazleton who are unhoused. I mean, it's really a staggering amount. We keep on seeing more and more people coming through the center, which shows us that the need is actually only growing. And you really have to consider the reality that the unhoused face in this area. After talking through many of them, people are outside sleeping, shivering at night. They can't get meals. They can't get homes. They just need a little bit of help and a little bit of community to support them in love. And that's the best way to get involved here. That's the best way to help. And that's really what this center is all about.
The Heartwood Center is located at 100 South Wyoming Street in Hazleton. Hazel Township Fire and Rescue were dispatched to a rollover Wednesday evening. According to officials, the tractor-trailer rolled over in the area of 490 Forest Road. It is unknown what caused the rollover or if any occupants were injured in the incident. Coming up on Wyln News, the 45th American Cancer Society Telethon in Hazleton is right around the corner. Plus, waterways in Pennsylvania will soon see an increase in trout. But first, we'll take a look at our 5-day forecast brought to you by the Wyln Weather Kids. We'll be right back.
Hey, my name is Tegan. Tomorrow's gonna be raining cats and dogs.
Weather Kids is brought to you by Lehigh Valley Hospital, Hazleton. Your health deserves a partner.
We want your child to be our WYLN Weather Kid. Your child can be our feature weather reporter of the day on WYLN News and WYLN social media posts just by using your smartphone or any video recording device. It's easy. All ages are welcome, from toddlers to teens. To find out how, go to the weather section of WYLNTV.com or look for our post about it on the WYLN News Facebook page. Submit your Weather Kid video today.
F&L Doors, your trusted overhead door supplier. For over 50 years, providing quality products and service to Eastern PA and beyond with 2 strategic locations. They carry top brand manufacturers and guarantee parts and service for your home or business. From new construction to replacement doors, inspections and service calls. F&L Doors stands behind every job, taking pride in the work they do. Call 800-344-DOOR. Visit F&L Doors online at fldoors.com or visit their showrooms in Hazel Township and Schuylkill Haven.
There's no better place to shoot than Whitetail Preserve. Their skeet, trap, and sporting clay fields are professionally designed, and all stations are handicap accessible. Whitetail Preserve has resident shooting instructors certified by the NRA in shotgun, rifle, pistol, home safety, and personal protection in the home. Whitetail can also cater any size event, whether it be a private party, corporate event, or wedding. Call 570-384-2314 for more information.
High school football is back on WYLN TV 35. You can always count on WYLN for all the action, not just the highlights. This week, the Berwick Bulldogs travel to Crestwood to take on the Crestwood Comets. Kickoff is at 7 p.m. with Marty Burns, Joe DeMelfi, Mike Sosar, and the WYLN sports crew. Over the air on 35.1 in Hazleton, 47.1 in Berwick and Bloomsburg, Service Electric Cable Channel 7 and 507, and online at WYLNTV.com.
Welcome back to Wyln News. A development has been made in a Union County cold case 37 years later. 2-year-old Corey Edkin has been missing since October 13, 1986, when he was last known to be sleeping in his mother's bed before going missing. And a Mifflinburg man has now been charged with obstruction of administration of law in connection with the case. Investigators say that 54-year-old Henry Bush had lied about his relationship with Elkin's mother, Debbie Mowry. According to Bush, he was not romantically involved with Mowry, but years later he admitted he was. In the grand jury report, it was revealed that there had been a fire in a burn barrel in the backyard of the residence the day after Elkin's disappearance, and that there were children's clothing and one of Bush's shirts inside. Bush is due back in court next month. Investigators believe that a family member also had a hand in the disappearance of Elkin. If you have any information on this case, you are asked to call the state police. The American Cancer Society Telethon will soon be returning to the Hazleton area. We spoke with Telethon co-chair Jane Darty about what the public can expect from the event.
We'll have live entertainment at the telethon. We have several hundred turkey trays. There will be a bake sale. There's a children's art display. One of the things we're most proud of is that our telethon serves as an education piece. Second graders in the Hazleton area will be designing a decoration that has a cancer prevention message on it.
The 45th annual telethon will be broadcast live on Wyln TV 35 on Saturday, November 18th from 11 a.m. to 11 p.m. The telethon will also take place live at the Pennsylvania Theater Performing Arts in Hazleton. To make a pledge and donate to the American Cancer Society, you could call 570-459-1212. Waterways in Pennsylvania will soon see an increase in trout. Approximately 117,500 rainbow, brown, and brook trout that were raised in hatcheries will be placed in 119 stream sections and lakes. This will allow for plenty of ice fishing opportunities across the Commonwealth when the weather gets colder. The replenishing will also add trout to many popular spots for fishing in the state. The replenishing will continue through mid-December, and trout can be fished for immediately after they are stocked. Coming up on William Sports News Choice, we preview the Phillies' big matchup tonight on Let's Talk Sports. Plus, Chris Fulmer leads us down the path through history with Frackville, Part 2. So stay right here because we'll be right back on WYLN TV.
Lehigh Valley Topper Cancer Institute brings the next level of cancer care to the greater Hazleton region. The new cancer center on the campus of Lehigh Valley Hospital Hazleton is now open and offers an advanced radiation therapy program, an expanded infusion suite with private treatment rooms, and the latest telemedicine technologies. The Cancer Center at LVH Hazleton, offering world-class cancer care closer to home. To learn more, visit lvhn.org/Hazleton Cancer Center.
SJ Kowalski is your Mitsubishi Diamond contractor. They can install a Mitsubishi electric Mr. Slim ductless heating and cooling system. Mr. Slim systems are designed to make any living space in your home inviting. You can have a different temperature control for every room in your home. The money-saving technology can save you 25 to 50% on your heating bill. For Mitsubishi, Rinnai, and trained comfort specialists, call SJ Kowalski at 570-455-2600.
F&L Doors, your trusted overhead door supplier. For over 50 years, providing quality products and service to Eastern PA and beyond with 2 strategic locations. They carry top brand manufacturers and guarantee parts and service for your home or business. From new construction to replacement doors, inspections and service calls. F&L Doors stands behind every job, taking pride in the work they do. Call 800-344-DOOR. Visit F&L Doors online at fldoors.com or visit their showrooms in Hazel Township and Schuylkill Haven.
Your guide to everything Pocono Mountains is PTN, the Pocono Television Network. Watch PTN on WYLN.
Contact Pete Casalica for a home and auto quote today.
Get ready for the ultimate touchdown experience with Sports Talk. Marty Burns and Hazleton Area Cougars football coach Dennis Bookman have your weekly pass to all things high school football. Breaking down plays, victories, and every heart-pounding moment of the game, plus exclusive insights from the players themselves. Catch the excitement, catch the plays, catch Sports Talk every week on WYLN TV 35. Sponsored by the Lehigh Valley Orthopedic Institute.
PPW Nation, get ready for the best of PPW Season 2. Join Paul Bowe, E. Julius Kuiper, Alexander Bravado, Tom Mitchell, and Alex Watt as we take you down memory lane and relive some of the best PPW matches of all time. Saturdays at 5 p.m., Sundays at 10 p.m., only on WYLN.
This week on Let's Talk Chiropractic, Melanie's going to tell her story about how she loves to exercise and chiropractic is just a natural way to stay healthy.
Welcome back to a Thursday edition of Let's Talk Sports. We have a lot lined up tonight, but let's recap last night a little bit. We saw the Astros take home the victory against the Texas Rangers. I feel like I was a little right in my prediction. Even if the ball wasn't going out of the park, the Astros were still making good contact against Max Scherzer. Yordan Alvarez had a home run robbed. Alex Bregman took a couple to the track, and Jose Altuve, he did hit one himself. So it was a big night for Houston fans as they are now back in this series. It's 2-1 still, but Game 4 is tonight in Texas, so a big chance to even the series. And if they do, it's going to get quite scary for the Texas Rangers because that means Houston will get another home game. So big stuff tonight in Texas, but there's also even bigger things going on at not Citizens Bank Park. My apologies. There probably is still big things going on. They're probably doing a watch party there and Xfinity Live and all that good stuff. But we're in Arizona, and I'm a little fooled because Philly fans are buying all of the tickets to the Diamondbacks game to either give them to Phillies fans or just make sure the stadium is empty and Arizona fans won't be able to cheer on their team. It's kind of something. Tickets are about $15-ish right now, which is crazy compared to what the bank is for looking for the future games. So Philly fans are quite insane, but hey, I don't blame them one bit. It's all in the fandom, I guess. But wow, I've been seeing tweet after tweet today about how they're buying tickets to the game that they're not going to or they're going to give to other Philly fans. So this fan base is truly something else, but we'll see what happens tonight in Game 3 with Ranger Suarez taking the mound. He's been big for the team, and we'll see if he continue to be that. But we also have Thursday Night Football. I talked about it a little yesterday, Jaguars at the Saints, and it looks like Trevor Lawrence is very likely going to play, and it's going to be a rough one for both sides. It's a lot of injuries on the Jacksonville defense, and Derek Carr, I don't know if he's still fully healthy yet from that injury he suffered a couple weeks back, but Jamal Williams is back, so that's very good for the New Orleans Saints. He and Alvin Kamara will try to pick apart this Jacksonville defense along with Chris Olave and Michael Thomas through the air. So I'm not expecting big things out of either team tonight. It's just going to be one of those games that's kind of there. I mean, I said that before yesterday, but I'm not looking forward to this one as much as some other games coming up this weekend, which we'll talk about tomorrow because we have a loaded show tomorrow. We have to preview the NFL action this weekend. We're going to look ahead to more MLB action, and we have a big UFC card coming up in Abu Dhabi with a ton of replacements that I've talked about quite a bit, but it's going to be a fun one tomorrow, so keep it right here because we'll be back tomorrow on Let's Talk Sports. See you then.
Lehigh Valley Topper Cancer Institute brings the next level of cancer care to the greater Hazleton region. The new cancer center on the campus of Lehigh Valley Hospital Hazleton is now open and offers an advanced radiation therapy program, an expanded infusion suite with private treatment rooms, and the latest telemedicine technologies. The Cancer Center at LVH Hazleton, offering world-class cancer care closer to home. To learn more, visit lvhn.org/Hazleton Cancer Center.
Hey, it's Justin from Grand Central, and our trained sleep professionals are here to help you sleep like never before. With an extensive line of Sealy and Stearns & Foster mattresses, we are sure to find you the right mattress at the right price. Free delivery and removal, interest-free financing for up to 60 months, and same or next day delivery on select models.
And don't forget, everyday low prices. Stop in to one of our 2 locations, Route 93 in Escapec,
or downtown Hazleton,
and see why Northeast and Central Pennsylvania sleeps better with Grand Central.
The 45th Annual American Cancer Society Telethon will be broadcast live on WYLN TV 35 from the Pennsylvania Theater of Performing Arts in downtown Hazleton. Watch it live on TV from 11 a.m. to 11 p.m. or come down and join us in person Saturday, November 18th. There will be tricky trays, bake sales, live entertainment, and more. Year 45, together we strive, and so many more can survive. There's no better place to shoot than Whitetail Preserve. Their skeet, trap, and sporting clay fields are professionally designed, and all stations are handicap accessible. Whitetail Preserve has resident shooting instructors certified by the NRA in shotgun, rifle, pistol, home safety, and personal protection in the home. Whitetail can also cater any size event, whether it be a private party, corporate event, or wedding. Call 570-384-2314 for more information. Do you like craft beer? Do you want to learn the right way to sample wine? How about checking out a restaurant with a unique flavor or a crazy food challenge? These are just some of the things we are featuring on Wine, Hops, and Road Stops. So, spend some time learning about great wine, great beer, and great food on WYLN TV 35.
As Frackville grew in the late 1800s, it, like many similar anthracite region towns, saw an influx of immigrants from all over the world. Each group would build their own churches with their own religious rites. St. Peter's United Church of Christ, Zion Lutheran Church, the Methodist Episcopal Church, and St. Michael's Ukrainian Catholic Church were but a few of the houses of worship that would take root on the mountain. Industry also took root in Frackville as the century turned. Like with much of the rest of Schuylkill County, textile manufacturing would be big business for the community. The William E. Bellis Garment Factory, which was later reused as the Martin Dress Factory, the H.D. Bob Shirt Factory, the Charles Rabin Factory, which made bathrobes and smoking jackets and at one time had a contract for Jackie Gleason, and the Model Garment Factory were just a few of the institutions that pumped out clothing for America and the world. Other businesses besides textiles would also make their mark in Frackville. The Pennsylvania Saw Company made high-quality vanadium saws for several years. After it had closed, it then became the Robbins Door and Sash Company's factory. With the rising population, a town high school became a necessity for Frackville as well. The first high school would open in 1886 at the corner of Frack and Balliet Streets. Later to be renamed the Town Clock Building for the large clock added atop its roof in later years, it would later be given the name Roosevelt School in 1925, by which time it had been converted to an elementary school. A second high school would be built and opened in 1893 at the junction of Frack Street and Broad Mountain Avenues. Originally called the East Side School, it would later, after converting to elementary-only status, be called the Franklin School. It was replaced in 1914 by a third high school, this one called the Lincoln School. While it too would become an elementary school, it, unlike its predecessors, still stands today as an apartment complex. The fourth and longest-lasting Frackville High School opened in 1925 at the corner of Oak and Center Streets. Known as the Washington School, it would be expanded in the 1950s. Countless generations of Frackville Mountaineers passed through its halls until Frackville High School was merged, along with high schools in Ashland and Gilberton, into the North Schuylkill School District in 1967. The Washington School also served as Frackville Elementary School until the mid-2000s. Today is the site of Frackville's Borough Hall. Due to Frackville's location high on a mountain, it proved difficult for trolley lines to reach it during the decades when the trolley became ubiquitous across America. This hurdle would finally be conquered in 1905 when the Schuylkill Electric Railway Company's trolley line was built north from St. Clair to Frackville. In 1916, it would be extended through Frackville proper and north to intersect with the rest of the trolley company's established lines. By that time, however, the automobile was starting its rise to prominence, and the trolley's time was fading. Trolley service in Frackville would only last a short time before being discontinued in 1927. The tracks, though, would remain in the streets until they were torn up in August 1944. With the rise of the automobile, roads would be built to accommodate them. In Frackville, there had previously been an old stagecoach road heading down Broad Mountain toward Gilberton, which passed through a tunnel at the mountain's peak before starting its descent. A new automobile tunnel, carrying one lane of traffic on what was originally designated Pennsylvania Route 142, opened in 1911. It carried cars down a steep grade with a very sharp left turn halfway down that was the scene of many accidents into the town of Maysville before continuing 3 miles northeast to Shenandoah. A wider tunnel, able to carry 2 lanes of traffic, was constructed alongside the original in 1937 in conjunction with improvements to the road down the mountain. This tunnel's opening on October 7, 1937, featured a car parade along the new route to Shenandoah and back. Due to frequent bottlenecks down Maysville, where Route 142 intersected with what was then Route 45, this routing was bypassed with the construction of the Gold Star Highway in 1963. A 4-lane divided highway all the way from Frackville to Shenandoah, it was named in honor of the area's World War II Gold Star mothers that had lost a son in combat. The Gold Star Highway offered an easier grade up and down the mountain than the previous routing through Maysville. The 1937 tunnel atop Broad Mountain was torn down in 1992, although its concrete abutments can still be glimpsed as one drives past on what is now Route 924. The 1911 tunnel still stands next to the roadway, but has been filled in. Just west of Frackville, an alternate educational institution was founded around this time. What was originally called the Immaculate Heart Academy opened in 1927 in nearby Fountain Springs. Originally run by the Sisters, servants of the Immaculate Heart of Mary, it was originally intended as an all-girls school. It was changed to a coeducational Catholic facility in 1952 and switched to the name Immaculate Heart High School. With the closing of Ashland's St. Joseph's High School and Girardville's Catholic High School of the same name in 1956, Immaculate Heart took in students from these schools and expanded its reach in the area. In 1967, it would change its name again to Cardinal Brennan High School in honor of Shenandoah's Cardinal Francis Brennan, the first American to reach the rank of cardinal. Brennan passed away a year later without having the chance to visit the school, but it carried on his name with honor for decades to come. Cardinal Brennan High School was closed by the Diocese of Allentown in 2007 as part of its consolidation of Catholic schools in the diocese. The school building still stands today, however. Fountain Springs would also be the site of several breweries in the early 20th century. While many coal region breweries such as Yuengling's, Kyer, and the Columbia Brewing Company would have long years in business, however, none of these breweries would last long. The first and perhaps most successful was the William ECM and Henry R. Engel and Schmidt Brewery, which opened for business in 1897. It would operate through 1909. A new company, the Fountain Springs Brewing Company, opened in its stead the same year. It was open for 11 years, before the onset of Prohibition in 1920 forced its shutdown, with the federal government seizing the brewery when it was found trying to circumvent the National No Beer Order. Once the ban on alcohol ended in 1933, a third brewery quickly stepped in to try and resume production. The Pure Springs Brewing Company had the capacity to produce 3,000 barrels of low-alcohol near beer per month and used pure mountain water in its brewing process. Its operating career, however, would be cut short on January 15, 1934, when a fire broke out in the boiler house and then spread to the rest of the complex. While the beer that had recently been brewed at the facility was able to be saved, the brewery itself was a total loss, with damages estimated close to $1.5 million in today's money. It would not be rebuilt, and the owner would later serve time for tax fraud and making the brewery a front for an alcohol diverting ring. Frackville itself would also be home to a mostly unsuccessful brewery, the Frackville Brewing Company, which did business at the corner of Middle and Chestnut Streets for exactly 1 year before closing in 1934.
And that does it for the news. Remember, the source matters now more than ever. Catch all the latest news and updates on our YouTube, Facebook, or at our website at wylntv.com. Stay with us for a look at the weather.
You're watching WYLN TV 35.